Welcome back to Super Recaps. Today I will recap a romantic drama film from 2022 called Hello, Goodbye, and Everything in Between. The film begins by showing us a lovely view of the suburban city and lake. Then we see the main character, Claire, when her friend arrived. They then immediately enter the house, which is hosting a high school party, and Claire's friend is overjoyed to be there because this is their first suburban house party. So she tries to convince Claire to enjoy the party as well since it's like a high school dream. At the same moment, a handsome guy accidentally runs into Claire and says that he can suggest some karaoke songs to her. As they converse, Claire makes a lot of silly dad jokes and amuses the guy with her weird sense of humor. Their conversation is interrupted when the guy's friend shows up and takes him away to do karaoke together, and everyone at the party is impressed by them and starts cheering. During the performance, Claire's friend informs her that the boy's name is Aidan, and she seems to think that the two of them have chemistry. Claire is charmed by Aidan's funny, energetic, and cheerful nature. Later, Aidan and Claire visit a candy shop since it's Halloween. Claire then reveals that it's because she has recently moved back. She frequently switches schools and relocates to different states, and that's why she doesn't like being too friendly, as she knows that she'll just have to leave again, and making any connections will only hurt her. Therefore, she chooses to concentrate on her studies instead. They continue to talk and get to know each other as they walk through a park. Claire believes that Aidan can become a wonderful singer, but Aidan says that's not possible as both his parents are doctors and they want him to follow in their footsteps. However, just as Claire had guessed, Aidan truly wants to attend music school, but his parents will never allow it. And after some more chatting, they go to the swings and have fun. Claire informs Aidan that she wishes to attend law schools so that she can help people. She also tells him that her parents got a divorce even though they used to be high school sweethearts. Now she lives with her mom, who seems to fall for a new guy wherever they go. Currently, her mom is dating some guy called Steve, and although Claire supports her mom and thinks that she should live her life and date whomever she wants, Claire just doesn't want to end up like her. They then share some sweet moments and seem to be getting closer. But soon, it starts raining, so they walk back to Claire's house. When they are outside her house, Aidan tries to kiss her, but she stops and says that she doesn't want to date anyone right now since they'll be graduating soon, and they will eventually have to leave each other to go to college. Aidan agrees, but kisses her anyways. He then says that if they kiss again and feel a spark, they should start dating for a few months, and when it's time to graduate, he will take her out on an awesome date, and they will part ways after that. So, the next day, Aidan invites Claire to come and see his band perform. She enjoys the performance a lot, and throughout the day, Claire and Aidan have a lot of fun together and start dating officially. As time goes by, they spend most of their time with each other having fun and making each other laugh. The school arranges a trip for the seniors, where Aidan and Claire make even more amazing memories and have fun swimming and rafting together. On the 4th of July, they share some romantic moments, but their magical time together is about to end as it's time for graduation. Claire is upset because she loves Aidan a lot, and it feels like the time they spent together just flew by. But her friend convinces her to enjoy the last day of her relationship and says that time has run out for both of their love lives. Since her friend also has a crush on a girl but doesn't want to risk asking her out, Claire is still sad, but she thinks that breaking up with Aidan is the best option because she doesn't want to repeat the same mistakes her parents made. After a while, Aidan arrives at her house and hands her a pretty bouquet. They go meet Claire's mom and her boyfriend. They wish Aidan well in his future endeavors, and Aidan's parents also join them shortly. They then have a lovely dinner with both of their families and then leave to go on their last date. During the car ride, Aidan expresses that he loves her, and Claire tells him she loves him too. They arrive at their destination, where Aidan's band performs a song for their breakup. It's the same song that Aidan sang for her on their first date, which makes her think about that time. They both dance together happily, and Claire tries to hide her sadness about the breakup, and so she talks to her best friend for advice. Meanwhile, Aidan also talks to his friend, and it seems that Aidan doesn't want to break up. He wants to make her realize that they are meant for each other by the end of the night. So now, Aidan takes her to an ice rink. He has it booked out for just the two of them for 1 hour. As they start skating, Aidan informs her that he wants them to relive all their first times today. This ice rink was where they had watched their first hockey game and had their first fight too. Back in the present, Aidan wants to fix his past mistake, and he goes and gets the same hockey suits they wore in the past. They proceed to play hockey together and have a lot of fun, fooling around on the ice rink. As the 1 hour comes to an end, they hug each other. After that, they'll leave the ring and go jet skiing, where Aidan gifts her a necklace of a rocket with her go-to phrase on it. This makes her recall the first time they went water skiing together. Aidan's friend was controlling the motorboard. The raft was swinging so much that it flipped over, and Claire fell into the lake. But thankfully, she soon came out of the water and approached Aidan. When she's back on the raft, this is where Aidan confesses for the first time that he loves. Back to the present. So far, they have relived their first date, their first game, and now they are reliving the first time they expressed their love for each other. They share another sweet moment and then decide to go for dinner as both of them are hungry. He has the table decorated with cute pictures of them, and now it's getting even more difficult for Claire to break up with Aidan, so she asks her friend for help. She then starts imagining two Claires. One is telling her to leave Aidan now before it becomes even harder and to focus on her career, while the other is telling her to stay with Aidan. Claire is extremely confused. At that moment, her friend, Stella, shows up to save her, and at the same moment, Aidan also shows up in a suit. But when he notices Stella, he realizes that something is wrong. He planned to go to prom with Claire, and soon Aidan's friend, who is helping him with the plan, also arrives with cake. All of them sit at the table to eat together, and Claire lets them all know how much she loves them and bids them farewell. Aidan then asks Claire to go to prom with him, but she proposes a different idea instead. She suggests all four of them go together, as she doesn't want to be alone with Aidan. Aidan is saddened by this turn of events and tries to convince her to change her mind, but Claire keeps making different excuses, and Aidan eventually agrees. So, the four of them head to school to attend prom. They go in the party bus that Aidan hired for Claire, and their friends seem to be having fun while Aidan sits quietly with Claire. All of them get off the bus and sneak into the school to leave their mark. Claire tries her best to avoid Aidan, and so when they are alone, Stella advises him that he can't change Claire, and that's just how she is. But Aidan reveals that he is still hopeful about their relationship and that they don't know what will happen in the future. Hearing this, Stella tells him to be honest with Claire. Meanwhile, Aidan's friend, Scotty, tells Claire that she can't avoid Aidan, and Claire replies that this is not how she wanted the breakup to go. They return to the main hall, and Scotty covers his hand in paint and leaves a mark of it on the board. Then Scotty and Stella go to wash off the paint. Aidan decides to talk to Claire about why she's scared of commitment, and she reveals that she wants them both to focus on themselves and be individual people. Aidan urges her to stop thinking about the future and to think about what she wants right now. At that moment, Scotty and Stella accidentally trigger the school alarm, and all of them rush out of the school. But as they are escaping, Aidan sustains an injury, and his hand starts bleeding. Once they are at the hospital, Aidan gets stitches, and he grabs Claire's hand for comfort. This makes Claire remember how they've always loved and supported each other. Just then, Aidan's mom comes to see them as she's a doctor at that hospital. During their conversation, Claire informs her that she will be traveling to Dartmouth the next day. Claire plans to leave with the others, and when she is saying bye to Aidan's mom, she informs Claire that even though people think that Aidan didn't apply to Berkeley for music, the truth is that he did apply, but he just didn't get accepted. Claire is stunned by this news, and it completely ruins her mood. So when they take the party bus and go to the beach, Claire starts ignoring Aidan once again. She sits with Stella and tries to help her with her crush. Since it's their last day together as well, both of them get emotional and hug each other. Stella then finds someone's sock and tries to throw it away, but it accidentally hits her crush, Tess. Tess approaches them and invites them to her house party. Stella agrees to go, and Claire is planning to go too. But then Aidan shows up. He wants to go to the party with her, but Claire confronts him about how she knows he didn't get accepted into Berkeley and is angry at him for hiding it from her. She then leaves and goes to the party, where Stella confesses to Tess, so they kiss. Meanwhile, Claire strikes up a conversation with some people at the party while Aidan is desperately trying to find her. He climbs on top of the table and starts giving an emotional speech. After his speech, he calls her on stage to sing a song with him, but Claire refuses, and Aidan is left heartbroken. He walks away and goes into a room for some privacy. Claire also enters the room, and out of frustration, Aidan blows up at all of them. When they are alone in the room, Aidan tells Claire that he is trying his best to save their relationship, but Claire states that the promise of breaking up was serious. She then asks him why he lied about Berkeley, and Aidan tells her that he didn't know what to say. He just proved his parents right by not getting accepted even when they finally allowed him to audition, and Aidan gets fed up and tells her that she hasn't even said that she loves him now. He begs her to say it one final time, but when she stays quiet, he breaks up with her in anger and leaves. Seeing Aidan leave makes her tear up, and she calls her mom to pick her up. While in the car, When her mom tries to console her, Claire points out her divorce and says that she doesn't want to end up like that. But her mom tells her that Aidan isn't like that and that he will never come in her way or stop her from being whom she's supposed to. Once they reach home, Claire goes to her room and keeps checking her phone to see if Aidan messages. She misses him a lot and can't stop thinking about him. She feels too restless to fall asleep, so she starts walking around while looking at the diary that contains all the memories they made together. She finally gives in and messages Aidan to come to meet her. Aidan arrives, and she admits she was scared of becoming attached to him. She acknowledges that she has always been so concerned with the future that she never tried to live in the present, and that she was afraid that Aidan will spoil her plans for the future. She then proposes that they make their last moments together memorable, just like Aidan had wanted before. She also confesses that she loves him. They decide to go swimming in the lake and have a wonderful last night. Claire even tries to save their relationship by insisting that they don't have to break up, but Aidan points out that their relationship is only the beginning of a story, not the whole book itself. The following morning, they have breakfast in bed, and Aidan says that he will not give up so soon and that he will apply to other music schools as well. He is grateful to Claire for always encouraging him. Now it's time for Claire to leave, and she first says goodbye to Stella and then goes to say bye to Aidan as well. They agree to remain friends and are hopeful for the future. They hug each other tightly and go to live their separate lives. Claire is happily studying in college while Aidan is also happy at music school. They continue to stay in touch and keep each other updated about their lives. They meet each other again during their holiday, and the movie ends after they say hello. Thanks for watching. To support the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button and press the bell icon to get new video updates.